Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to one of the biggest videos of the year. It is my official NFL divisional winner picks video. I'm going to give you the winner of all 8 divisions this season in the NFL as the preseason is upon us. I am so excited. This is going to be one of the best seasons in NFL history. I can feel it in my bones. So here we go. The first division is going to be the AFC East. Now, last year, it was the Patriots and Drake May dominating that great defense, that elite offense. You know, Drake May came out of his shell last year and just dominated and almost won the MVP award in his second season. That was crazy. But guys, let's calm down here. I'm sensing some regression this year for the Patriots and Mike Vrabel. And yes, the elite play of the 2024 MVP Josh Allen returns this year in the new stadium. He plays all 17 games, and the Bills win the AFC East in 2026. They're going to be 13-4. I'm seeing a loss to the Patriots and probably a loss to maybe the Dolphins, but I think they take care of business in the division, win 13 overall, and that is plenty to win the AFC East title there. You know, the Jets are going to suck this season, and of course, Tua is no longer in Miami, but I think Miami can pick up at least one win against the Bills, and maybe even 2 against the Jets. So really the only threat in this division for the Bills is New England. I just think the run to the Super Bowl last season was a bit too much for this Patriots team. We saw the game last December in New England. They were up 21-0 against the Bills, and Buffalo won that game at New England in December. They came back and scored 34 points, and that just shows this Bills team is still superior to the Patriots. You might disagree with that, but that's my analysis right now. And then going to the AFC North. So this division last year was a total cluster, a train wreck through the entire season. It came down to the final night of the regular season. It was that Sunday night game in Pittsburgh. Lamar Jackson, Aaron Rodgers back and forth. Rodgers gets the big touchdown pass late, and Boswell misses the extra point. The Ravens take the lead back, and then the Steelers come down with 2 minutes to go, take the lead back. The Ravens drive all the way to like the 25-yard line, and they miss the field goal that would have won them the division and gone to the playoffs. That was totally brutal for Lamar Jackson, and the Steelers win the division at 9-8 or 10-7, and the Steelers go to the playoffs at home in the divisional against the Texans, and they laid a complete egg in that game. Aaron Rodgers had like 10 completions, 1 interception, and no touchdowns against the Texans. And that really showed the weakness of this division last year. You had a Ravens team with injuries and a horrible defense. The Bengals also a bad defense. They could not close games out late. The Browns had Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders starting games. And the Steelers had a lackluster offense with a 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers. And it's kind of the same thing this season. You have a Ravens team without Isaiah Likely now. He's gone. I guess the Steelers are starting Aaron Rodgers again at 41 years old. And then the Cleveland Browns, it's going to be Shedeur Sanders starting. So, like, what do you do here? It's a total cluster. It's one of the muddiest divisions in the NFL. The only thing that would surprise me here is the Browns winning this division. But really, outside of that, nothing else would shock me. I'm going to go with the safe pick here. It is going to be the Ravens and Lamar Jackson finishing 12-5, and that should be enough to win the AFC North in 2026. I mean, compared to last year, so 12 should be more than enough for the Ravens here. I mean, you could make an argument for the Bengals and Joe Burrow, but I just don't see the defense really changing much this year. And then the Steelers last year just got lucky. It was kind of a right place, right time thing. They won close games late. The Ravens had, Lamar Jackson injured. The Bengals totally checked out. And the Browns were starting like 3 rookie quarterbacks. So it just kind of fell into place for Aaron Rodgers last year. But I'm not seeing it this year for the Steelers. The Ravens win the AFC North this season. And then heading south to the AFC South, the Houston Texans, that ridiculous defense. They're elite, the best in the league. They're kind of like the Spain of the NFL. It's hard to score against them. Their offense leaves a little bit something to be desired, though. CJ Stroud must play better. This is his, 5th season now? His 4th season? I think he was a rookie in 23, so this must be his 4th season in the league. It is time for him to play better. He should be top 5 in the league by now. I know he's not, but let's say top 10 this season. But a fully healthy Trevor Lawrence, in my opinion, is the best quarterback in the South. So for that reason, I'm going with the Jacksonville Jaguars to win the AFC South this season at 12-5. I believe the Texans finish 11-6, and Jacksonville wins the AFC South outright. I think they sweep Tennessee, they beat the Colts twice, and they beat the Texans once, and that should be enough to win the division at 12-5. So the Texans make the wild card spot, and the Colts are a fringe wild card team, but I see the Colts being probably 9-8, so it's not enough for them to make the postseason with that. And then heading out west to the AFC West, this might be the most interesting division in football right now. You have the Denver Broncos this past season going to the AFC Championship game, actually hosting it. Of course, Bo Nix goes down in the divisional round, and Jarrett Stidham plays that game in the snow. If Bo Nix plays at home in that AFC title game, they likely go to the Super Bowl this past season. The Kansas City Chiefs last year, a train wreck. From the first week of the season in that Brazil game, they lose to the Chargers. They start 0-1, and they never recovered. Mahomes goes down to the injury. They shut him down. And without Mahomes, this team is basically nothing. So we'll see if he's good to go week 1. But as of right now, it sounds like Mahomes is starting. And then the Las Vegas Raiders picking first overall in the draft, getting the Heisman, Fernando Mendoza. I mean, that's going to be an interesting story to watch there. And then the Los Angeles Chargers with Justin Herbert, always kind of hovering above average. So my official pick for this division is going to be what I think is the best defense in this division, and that is the Denver Broncos. And yes, wow, I'm seeing a 14-3 season here by Denver, and I'm smelling a Super Bowl appearance by the Broncos. And please clip this right now. Bo Nix gets his first Lombardi trophy on Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2027 in the Super Bowl. So the Broncos win the West. So my 7 teams from the AFC to go to the playoffs are going to be the Bills, Patriots, Broncos, Chargers, the Ravens. That's 5. And then I would say the Jaguars and the Texans. You could swap the Texans and the Chiefs or the Chargers. I think all those teams will be right around 10-7. So those are my AFC predictions. Let's go to the NFC now. So the NFC North. This might be the strongest division top to bottom. Chicago, Detroit, Green Bay, Minnesota. All very solid teams, especially last year. So many wins in this division and so many great young quarterbacks. That playoff game between the Packers and the Bears was an all-time classic. But when that Lions offense is healthy, Jared Goff, they are the top scoring offense in the league. So this one's tough, guys. It's like a 3-sided coin. You got to flip it around. It's going to be Chicago, Detroit, or Green Bay in this division. It's a 3-headed monster, even a 4-headed monster. Pick your poison here. I'm going to say the best offense wins this division. At 13-4, it is going to be the Detroit Lions, but I would not be surprised if that is wrong. I would also not be surprised if the NFL MVP comes out of the NFC North in 2026. And then heading to the NFC East, so going from a really, really good division to kind of an average division here. Yeah, the Giants are just terrible. The Cowboys' defense is abysmal. And the Eagles were not as good as their Super Bowl run 2 years ago. This one's a total cluster. It's like the AFC North and the NFC East are kind of just cluster orgies. Can I say cluster orgies on YouTube? This is my least confident pick so far in this video. I'm going with the Eagles at 11-6 to win the NFC East. I think the Cowboys go 9-8. The Commanders go 9-8. The Giants go 4-13. And the Eagles win the division at 11-6 there. The weakest division winner so far. Oh boy, so it somehow gets worse. The NFC South. I cleansed my memory of last season. That was the Panthers going 8-9 and winning the division. I think it was the Panthers 8-9, the Bucks 8-9, and the Falcons 8-9. And it was that last game of the year. I guess the Bucks-Panthers was the final game, and the Panthers somehow made the playoffs last year. I don't know, but it was just so weird because at one point in the season, Baker Mayfield was the MVP frontrunner, and the Buccaneers just fell apart after that. And somehow Bryce Young and the Panthers make the playoffs, and they lose to the Commanders. But this division is just a train wreck, guys. The Falcons are trash. The Saints' ownership and management is always so bad. They waste talent down there all the time. The Buccaneers somehow going from the top of the league down to 8-9 last year and missing the playoffs entirely with Baker Mayfield and Igbuka, right? How did they miss the playoffs last year? And the Panthers went from the worst team in the NFL to the postseason. So drum roll, please. The NFC South champion is going to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 11-5-1, our first tie of the season, and Baker Mayfield is back in the postseason. And last but not least, the NFC West, the Super Bowl defending champion division here with the Seahawks. Wow, that game last year, it was the Seahawks and the Rams on Thursday Night Football, an all-time classic. How about the Rams and the Seattle Seahawks in the NFC Championship game? I mean, this division is crazy. These games are high scoring. They're wild. You know, we saw Brock Purdy last year playing good at moments. Matt Stafford wins the MVP. The Seahawks have the best defense in the league and win the Super Bowl. And then you have the Cardinals. Oh my goodness. I can't see the Seahawks going back to the Super Bowl 2 years in a row. That would be crazy. But also the Rams. You know, Matt Stafford's too old now, in my opinion. So, I'm going with, assuming they're healthy, the San Francisco 49ers at 14-3. They get the number 1 overall seed in the NFC. We saw moments last year. This team is elite, and they can beat anybody. That game against the Bears late in the season, that was wild. This team can score quickly. If their defense plays up to par, they could be the best team in the NFL, the 49ers. So right now I'm seeing a 49ers versus Broncos Super Bowl on Valentine's Day. That should be a lot of fun on February 14th of next year. And my halftime show prediction for that Super Bowl, it is going to be Dua Lipa. So guys, if you disagree on my picks, please put below and follow for more, like the video, and I will see you guys soon for preseason NFL and, of course, college football content coming soon. Have a great rest of your summer. Peace out. Bye.